people, especially when it comes up, if there is a behavior that's happening. That's not something you can get pre-approval on. I might need to be able to showcase this to a volunteer group that's gonna take this dog out the next day, and the day after, and the day after. And I won't have the ability to have that same descriptive area where I can repeat back what has happened without video. So it seems detrimental. So I'm wondering how you guys are gonna replace that activity since you've taken it away from volunteers to be able to video without pre-authorization, given that you might have to have video in the moment.
I understand about the training, and that is something that, we would approve, as long as we know that this is what's gonna, that this is the, why it's being reported, how it's going to be, and how it's going to be used. That would be something that we would say absolutely.
So are you generically then saying that any video that's taken for training purposes is allowed? Then that, how is that gonna be helpful when those decisions have to be made on the ground at the time of the event?
So I'm gonna interject here because there's some other questions. So as far as that goes, it's a process. These are the steps that need to be taken. This is how it works. There are components to that. So if you're a current volunteer, there's a volunteer meeting next Thursday, and I will be sending out the invites discussing these things further. So next Thursday at 4:00, I will send the link to your current volunteers to talk about the process, because there's just a process onto doing the recording and when they're to be used and who's doing it and how it's all. That's it. So we're not saying no, and we're not gonna keep going on to this. I do appreciate you, Ray, but I know we have other hands and we wanna get through this. It's volunteer specific. It'll be next Thursday. We can dig into it some more.
So I'm just gonna mention that your answers so far now to any of these specific questions have been rather vague. That it's something that we're gonna deal with that next time, or I'll consider it in the future. I think that it would be more helpful to have actual, deadlines that were set, or an understanding of when those answers would be provided. I appreciate that you mentioned the next piece there. If it's secure, how would you determine if this policy is wrong and needs to be changed?
We didn't have it before, and now you've implemented the pre-authorization. Policy before, dogs being adopted, now we're being told dogs, it's detrimental that they're being videoed at the time, but those moments only happen when they happen, and my dog's moment may not have happened where I would have adopted him, so again, why the change in policy? That's what I wanna know. I wanna know that, okay, you changed it and that it affected volunteer. I wanna know why the change was made in the first place, when what was already in the process worked really, really well.
We're refining the process. And we do have to be cognizant of non-public areas.
What is a non-public area in here? What is a non-public area? Because I've been to that play yard, which is where my video of the dog that I got was. I've been to the play yards back there where the Tanberg were, where they had the group. So please tell me what is a non-public area?
Also,
But no, let her answer, what is a non-public area? I would like to know.
so, right, except for today, this is a non-public area. Behind, in the back is a non-public area. In the back side of the kennels is a where you can't just walk in as a civilian and make yourself at home. That's your non-public area.
Okay, so the play yard over there, when that's considered a non-public area?
It's considered a non-public area.
So even though they bring me back there and I got to play with the dog,
That's the I guess if you want to use the word authorized time, that's the authorized, but you're not just wandering around back there without a staff member or an authorized person.
that basically limits them from taking video anywhere unless they ask first. So should they ask first every single day? So as long as they've asked first every single day and you've given permission, then they can video the dogs in those non-public areas?
I'm sorry, can we move on? Tedious for staff, right? You don't want 10 people
Let's
coming
move
to you
on,
every
please,
second.
could we?
Yeah.
You don't want 10 people coming to you every second to say, hey, can I capture video? And a lot of the videos are helping staff, shelter staff, dogs moving out, like differential between what the staff sees and what the volunteers are seeing. And that helps us understand, like, hey, maybe there are questions. And the optics, by the censorship almost, seems like it's a self-protective thing, a self-protective mechanism to prevent any of the competent volunteers from perhaps, and this is just the optics from the outside, because we're not getting a clear answer as to the reasons why, you know, videotaping a kitten or a dog, a lot of the cute videos.
Okay, I'm
have
sorry,
a
but a bunch of people are waiting and have been really patient
And
until
I
they
think
have
we're
their answer.
interested,